Okay, I know you read the title and you totally disagree with me, saying stuff like,
Shut the f up, Stylezzz. She's literally the face of Rec Room.
yes, I know. But I want you to really think about it. How much has Coach been prominently involved and featured in new Rec Room content over the past few years? Can't think of anything? Exactly. Now look, I love Coach just as much as this guy, but she hasn't been as much of the face of Rec Room recently. Just bear with me. When you play the most recent Rec Room originals, rather than Coach badgering you with the use the people tab on your watch to invite your friends to join you, make it to midnight,
Stunt Runner!
and Showdown all use different announcers. Make It to Midnight, of course, uses Bonky, Stunt Runner uses a TV show host, and Showdown uses a cowboy. The cowboy has similar lines to Coach, but Bonky only really laughs in Make It to Midnight. Every other Rec Room original before these uses Coach as their announcer, using the same lines over and over. And you know, the cowboy's annoying for sure, but you know what's much more annoying? Not having controller grips or headset dying and being uncomfortable in VR. Thank you KIWI Design for sponsoring this video. Whether you play on the Quest 2 or 3, a consistent struggle will be headset death. You'll be in the middle of a rockin' paintball game, and when you're about to capture the flag one last time and win it for the team, you hear the life ruining and get off and cry. But I have a solution for you. With KIWI Design's SPC battery strap, you can extend your playtime by a whole 2 to 4 hours. That's a whole lot of time to capture those flags. Now that problem's solved, but while you're enjoying your extra time, you might be getting a little bit of a headache. And probably some gross marks on your face from the awful facial interfaces. But don't you worry, KIWI's got you once again. With their upgraded fitness facial interface, you can be infinitely more comfortable and prevent those awful headaches. You could choose from 2 leather ones and a foam option. Now remember a few weeks ago when Rec Room changed all the controller offsets? Well, your aim probably suffered from it. But with KIWI Design's controller grips, you can get much better aim and have a much better hold of your controller. And finally, when you're done with your extended play session with great aim and ultra comfortability, you can take your headset off, put your controllers down on KIWI Design's charging dock. This bad boy will keep your headset safe and charge it until the next time you use it. If you want to check out any of these amazing products, head to the top link in the description. Okay, now back to the video. Another notable detail is that Make It to Midnight, Stunt Runner, and Showdown aren't sports. They aren't something you'd find in a recreational center, which it's in the name, I don't have to explain that. But it makes sense. Sports and more traditional activities have a coach, and non-sport ones that don't match the recreational theme don't. Okay, this argument is not rock solid, especially when you remember that the quests are supposed to be school plays. But I don't know, maybe Coach is a coach and a director. She's multi-talented. Let's go with that. Remember the 2018 trailer? God, dude, I love this thing. It showcases everything Rec Room in such a clean and concise way. Coach, of course, narrates the whole thing with her typical excitement, and of course saying the iconic,
Join the fun for free.
Obviously, Coach is front and center here, but in more modern marketing and trailers, she's nowhere to be found. Even back in the start of 2020, they were starting to phase her out. In the 2020 trailer, rather than Coach, Harry Manlegs narrates and guides us through it. They even changed the iconic Join the fun for free, which would have been a perfect place for Coach to chime in at the end to join the club. Which, you know, I say, so I'm Coach confirmed. Coach doesn't appear a single time in this trailer, which is kind of odd if she's still the face of Rec Room. Same thing goes for the most recent 2022 storefront trailer, which is a great trailer, but it only features Corbin's. They also changed the ending and tagline for Rec Room a 3rd time, changing it to,
and all it's missing is you.
Seems like they're really indecisive about that. Now, this could be because both trailers are trying to show more UGC and player-created stuff that obviously wouldn't have Coach, but she was never only associated with Rec Room originals. She was the face of Rec Room. Literally. Okay, we won't get too far into it, but we're gonna talk about the absolute mess that is Rec Room lore. Before S, the Teller, the Forbidden One, the Forsaken One, and all the Rec Room characters, there was only Coach. For a super long time, she was the only canonical Rec Room character. Unless you count Kevin the Goblin, but that was a community-given name that the game adopted. Coach's face was on the merch, and her significance were talked about quite a lot. But ever since the Forbidden One, which for those who don't know was a community conspiracy theory about a glitch where a Rec Room player model would appear on the login screen, and then Rec Room made it canon. Now, people talk about these characters instead of Coach. And more importantly, Rec Room makes those big bucks off those friggin' lore items. $20 real to access a room with a buggy. Anyway, none of this has to do with Coach. The lore pretty much forgets about her, which really sucks. She is literally like an omnipotent being in Rec Room. There is so much they could have done with that, but they totally ignore her, and you know what? I miss her. The only time Coach has appeared in the past few years was Rec Rally, which came out in 2021. That's 3 years with no Coach. Now there is a chance that this is totally coincidental, and Rec Room might not even be aware that it's happening. But they did make the conscious decision to have different announcers for the new Rec Room originals, so who knows? If this is intentional, why would Rec Room do this? There's a chance that Coach's voice actor, Amy Lee, just doesn't voice act anymore. There is super little known about her. Her IMDb does say that Rec Room was her latest gig, so this could be it, but Rec Room could just reuse the lines they already have. So what could it be? Well, I do have one more prediction, and I think it's the most likely. Rec Room is straight up modernizing. Rec Room's been around for almost 8 years now. That's a pretty damn long time, especially for a video game. And Coach has been around since that fateful day in 2016, making her 8 years old too, which makes her middle-aged in dog years. But if you think about it, Rec Room's been updating everything recently. They redid the whole UI and even added arms and legs to the game. Both of these are acts of modernizing. The UI was changed to improve how the game runs it to keep up with rising gaming standards, and full bodies were added to add full body and finger tracking, which is the future of VR. So even though we all love Coach, she's getting old. She's about to retire in dog years, and while she's in the retirement home, Bonky, the cowboy, and the TV show host take over so she can chill because they're young. Bonky's like 5 in dog years, he's got a while. But what do you think? Do you think this is intentional? Do you think Rec Room hates Coach? Let me know all your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. I hope I managed to get you thinking about this, and Rec Room, if you're watching, please bring Coach back.